inspired by the great germination rate on my tomatilla seeds, today we're going to make roasted tomatilla salsa, or salsa verde. Hi guys, welcome back to our kitchen at Casa Sabula here. Today I'm very excited to share with you my new passion, tomatillas, and planting them. First off, I want to show you, this is what the seeds look like of a tomatilla. I bought this package of seeds at the end of the year last year. You can see there's a little red tag through it because they were half off at my local garden shop, and I took a chance on them. As many of you may know, I am discovering the joys of gardening as an amateur gardener, and so I planted them and I got a plethora of plants. I can't even believe how many germinated on a year-old packet of seeds. And this one I in particular wanted to point out to you because it's got little flowers already. I don't know if we can get my camera girl to get closer to show you that. But I've got so many tomatilla plants. So the other day I was at the store and I bought some tomatillas to make some green salsa in anticipation, because I'm a hopeful gardener, that I'm gonna have a plethora of tomatillas this summer. I'm told tomatillas are easier to grow than tomatoes. I did transplant some already outside. I have some inside. I have them growing everywhere. I gave some to some of my staff because they're just growing so well. But this is a tomatilla. I hope mine get this big. See, there's this little husk on it. So we're gonna make some green salsa today, some actually roasted poblano salsa verde with these tomatillas. And so I just wanted to show you something we can make with them, and hopefully I'll be making a lot more salsa this summer with them. But here's how they look when you pick them. And I'm gonna take this husk off of all of them. There's a little sticky substance, so I'm gonna rinse this off, and then we're gonna get to the next step. Okay, so I took the husks off, which you can't eat. I think it's toxic or poisonous or whatever. You don't want to eat the husks, they protect the fruit. And I rinsed off that sticky substance that's on them. And then I dried them. So now I'm just gonna cut them in half. Some people throw them on the tray to roast them whole, but I'm gonna cut them in half in hopes that this cooks a little faster and I get more charred parts on each side. And then I don't maybe have to turn them over either. Now remember, I told you guys before, I got a B in my plant-based cooking classes on
mise en place.
Cutting. But my husband said, how can you not be good at chopping things? You do it every day. I said, well, I like the rustic look. That's how I get away with that.
They look beautiful.
Thank you. John's behind the camera today. He didn't want to be in the video with me. But he's here. Usually I try to get things that are similar size because some might cook faster than the others. But when I was at the store, pickings were slim, but I was excited to see them anyway. And I was looking at them and thinking, boy, I hope the ones that I planted grow like this. I'll be so excited. One fun fact with tomatillos is, I don't know what's going on with that one. I wonder if I should cut that little piece off. One fun fact with tomatillos is that in order for them to grow, they need to have a partner plant to cross-pollinate. So unlike tomatoes, where just the bees and the insects and the birds will pollinate them, with the tomatillas, from what I've read, you need to have at least 2 plants, which is a good thing because, as I told you, so many seeds germinated, I was shocked, and I have so many tomatilla plants, so they should all be happy. Okay, I'm also gonna put in a jalapeno.
You're gonna leave the seeds in?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if you like it hotter, you can leave the seeds in. Maybe I'll just take some out and leave some in. I don't know. I like it a little bit spicier, but I'm gonna do that. Luckily, my waste paper basket is right here. How convenient is that? So a lot of recipes for salsa verde, they actually boil the tomatillos, but we're gonna roast them today because it just adds a different flavor that we like. But you can also buy canned ones if you can't find fresh. And I was gonna actually buy a can to show you what the canned ones look like, but I couldn't find a canned one. So I'm using the fresh. And I'm going to also put a poblano in it because I love poblanos. They're usually not as spicy as jalapenos, but occasionally you can get a super spicy one. It just depends. It's luck of the ladle, as we say, in the Sebula house and growing up, you know. I'm gonna just take the stem and some of the seeds off this, but I don't really care if I get all the seeds. Okay, and what next? Oh, some garlic.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna leave the garlic in the paper. I'm not gonna peel them. And I'm just gonna kind of tuck them in with the tomatillos here. This maybe they'll maybe not burn. I probably should wait and put them on later in the roasting, but I'm being lazy, so I'm just gonna put them in now on top of the tomatillos. Okay, I love garlic, so I like to use more garlic. I'm a garlic fan. Okay, and then onion. Some salsa verde recipes, they put the onion in fresh after, but again, I'm gonna do it all together and roast it. And I'm gonna cut it up so more of the little roasted bits get on each piece. I think the smaller you make it, the more roastier it is. Yes, John, roastier. There we go. What do you think? More onion?
More onion.
More onion. I like onion. A lot of the recipes you see online for salsa verde, they're very conservative on the garlic and the onion, but I like it so. And I know I'm cutting this onion kind of crazy, but who cares? It's gonna get pulverized anyway. You don't have to be perfect in the kitchen to make something yummy. You can just yeah. My prep cooks just see how great at the Franklin Inn, how nice they cut things and how pretty they look, but for me, I'm all about what's easier and faster. I'm actually going to cut the whole onion. Why not? And then I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm actually, you know, I thought about air frying it because I love my air fryer, but I think I'm going to broil this. And I tried to look up the difference, why you would roast versus broil versus air fry, and it just comes down to speed and moisture and concentration of flavors. And for that matter, you can experiment on your own and see which way you like. But I'm gonna put this in the oven under the broiler now for, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, 8 or 10 minutes. I may turn stuff, I may not, but stay tuned. So fun fact, while we're waiting for everything to roast, these golden berries and tomatoes are cousins. They're all part of the nightshade family. Tomatillo actually means little tomato, even though it's not a tomato. But I thought this was pretty cool. These golden berries are very close cousins of the tomatillo. And I don't know if you've ever had one, but they have a little husk on them before you buy them. And they have that tart flavor like a tomatillo, but these are a little sweeter.
Maybe called gooseberries too?
These are golden berries, but gooseberries are also close, yes. So I thought that was pretty neat that these guys are cousins. And actually the tomatilla comes from ancient times. The ancient Aztecs are the ones who actually first domesticated tomatillas. Gotta love the Aztecs, man. They gave us chocolate and tomatillas. So I just took my tray out of the oven. I'm gonna let those cool down for a second. You can go further roasting them. You could go less. Some people combine, like they don't roast the onion, they just roast the poblano, et cetera, and they do a little bit of each. We roasted everything to the degree that we like. I like to see some of this char on it and everything to be nice and soft. And then I'm gonna, after it cools off, put it in this blender and blend it. Tomatillas have natural pectin in them, so it'll get thicker as it cools off. So you can add the amount of water that you would like or the amount of lime juice that you would like. I don't know where my lime went right now, but oh, here it is. So we're gonna add lime and maybe water. We'll see how thick it looks when we start blending it. I like a chunkier one, but if you're gonna do something like enchilada sauce that you're gonna make with it, or a tamale sauce, you might wanna make it thinner. Some people even put avocado in it, and so, and that makes it really creamy. I'm unfortunately allergic to avocados, so I will not be doing that today. And then I'm gonna also put cilantro in it. If you don't like cilantro, you could put, I don't know, I'd put spinach or parsley in it, frankly, but you don't have to, but you could. It's green, you know, it's a green salsa. Anything green you wanna put in it. I just wanted to show you too that this is also growing outside in my garden. This cilantro is just coming out beautiful. I'll probably let some go to seed and collect the seeds and replant it again in the fall because cilantro doesn't like really hot weather. I am trying to grow right now culantro with a CU instead of CI, and that likes the hot weather more. And if those seeds, they seem to have germinated, but they're taking a lot longer than cilantro did to grow. Maybe I'll have that in the summer to show you. This was some store-bought cilantro. This is from my greenhouse garden. And then I also roasted some pumpkin seeds, which I also thought would be a nice garnish. I could probably wait a little bit longer to let these cool off, but I'm super excited to make this salsa for you. So I am going to go ahead and, even though it's still hot, look at all that steam, put this in the blender for you. Now, if you have a mocolete, you could actually put this in your mocolete and you could do it that way. We had one at the end, but unfortunately it's gonzo with the fire, so. But my Vitamix comes in handy here. Now some people will peel the skin off of their poblanos, and the reason they do that is the skin can kind of get stringy and chewy on the poblanos. But this Vitamix, it just destroys everything. It'll pulverize it down. But if you were making like a tomatilla sauce and you wanted the poblanos to really blend in with the sauce and be creamier, you could take the skin off. I'll just see how it goes here when I start, if I want to take any skin off. Nope. Nope. Yeah, there's some skin here like that I could peel off, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna stick it in. And then I'm gonna pour all this juice in, if I can, without burning myself, since I'm not waiting until it cools off enough. But there's all kinds of good juice on the cookie sheet here. I just wanna put in there. My camera person can look through the front of that for you. Top of that. Okay, so are you someone who takes the stems off before you use your cilantro? Some people find that the stems are more bitter and they don't like to use them. Now this is fresh, like I said, so I can use the whole stem and everything, and this stem is really kind of so good and not super bitter. This store-bought stuff might have a more gnarly bitter stem that you want to take off, but I'm just gonna do this and put the whole thing in. Maybe I'll just cut it in half to help the Vitamix along. Here we go. Okay. So I wait to add the salt and pepper at the end so I can taste it and see how much I want to add. I try to be healthy. If you noticed, I didn't use any oil. Some people use oil when they roast, but I did not use oil because I'm doing things healthier. I'm trying to keep John's Sabula heart healthy. Hi, John. Some lime juice.
I can't wait for this salsa. It's gonna be good stuff.
I'm gonna do half the lime right now, and then I'm gonna taste and see if I want to put the other half of the lime in. We'll see how spicy it is. One thing I forgot to put in, and I was going to, is a serrano. But I guess it's probably spicy enough with just the poblano and the jalapeno, but we'll see. Okay. Hold your ears. This is gonna get noisy. Alright, I'm going to taste this and see if I want to add more lime juice or salt. Oh, actually I do have to add salt. I didn't put any in yet. I still want to taste it first. Ooh, it is spicy. Oh, that's so good though. Oh my gosh. Tart, roasty. Put some. Not sure if it needs.
That smells good over here.
You can add water to thin it as much as you want to thin it out. Actually, I'm going to make the cameraman taste it real quick, see if he thinks I should add more lime juice or salt. Cameraman. What do you think, honey? Ooh, spicy, huh?
Maybe a little bit of salt.
A little more salt? Okay.
And no more lime juice.
No more lime juice. All right, just more salt, no more lime juice. I got that right on the first try.
That's pretty good.
The lime juice. All right. I'm just gonna blitz this one more second. I mean, this is such a forgiving recipe. You could put whatever peppers you want in it. You could put as much or as little cilantro. And like I said, you could put spinach, you can put parsley if you don't like cilantro. You don't put any of it. I always think more green things, the better. You can put whatever peppers you want in it. Some people even will add tomatoes, or you can add, if you don't like, if you have zero spice, go ahead and put a bell pepper in it or a red pepper, make it a little sweeter. That would be good too. I use whatever I have in my house, whatever is growing in my garden. Cross your fingers that all my tomatillos will be growing like these tomatillos. And use whatever tools you have. That's it. Just gonna blitz this another second. Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna pour it into here. Oh, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. Right, it's not ready yet. I'm gonna put some of these pumpkin seeds that I just quickly roasted while I was waiting on the top. Oh, look at that. I just put them on a little tiny skillet and roasted them. Thanks, cameraman. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of garnish on it. We do love cilantro in this house, so I'm gonna, the more cilantro the better here. But I wanted to use my stuff from the garden for the actual body of the
Look at that.
thing. Okay. Dig in, cameraman, tell me what you think.
Love it.
Oh my God, that's so good. Guys, this is so delicious to have as a snack. You could,
It's really good warm.
yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, it'd be great tossed with pasta, sprinkled over beans, put on your chili, making tomatillas or enchiladas or tamales.
Or margarita.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when Phil made that verde margarita with the fresh tomatillas and cilantro. It was so good a couple years ago. Oh, if I can find the picture of that, I'll drop it in there so you can see what that margarita looked like. But you can thin this out and make it a sauce for your tacos too. Well, if you decide to give your hand at some tomatillo salsa or salsa verde, and you're inspired by this video, let me know. Send me a picture so I can see how yours turned out. We miss you, and we can't wait to serve you in person again. Bye.